everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth, and if you have somehow stumbled across this little corner of the internet and you're wondering what on earth is a FlossTube, basically we're a community of predominantly cross stitchers, and a FlossTube is where we show off what we've been working on recently. I affectionately like to refer to it as adult show and tell, and it's essentially like, I don't know if you've seen the memes recently where somebody has a partner in the background and they're like, my partner is going to tell you about his card collection and you're going to listen. That is basically what this is. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, today I am going to be talking mainly about cross stitch, but I do have a little bit of crochet and also some knitting, which is quite exciting. It's a brand new craft to me. So yeah, let's get started with cross stitch. So the last video that I made was back in between Christmas and New Year, so all the progress that I've made in this video has been basically in 2026. And the first project that I stitched on was this one, and I do just want to show off the perfect bag for it. You will see why it's perfect in a moment, but this is my project bag that I keep this project in, and the project in question is this one. This is Books Are Magic, and it is by the designer Counting Puddles. I am stitching this on a 32 count fabric. I believe it's an even weave, and it was originally dyed as a petrol colour, and my lovely friend Jess did some mottling on it for me, so these darker colours are what Jess has done. But I was loving this project. I was working on it back in January, and I think I had hit a little bit of a brick wall with it, because before I had started doing the moon here with this back stitch, and the pattern was just a bit, I just couldn't quite get into the flow of the pattern. As you can see, it's a repetitive pattern, and I just couldn't get my head around it for some reason. I don't know what was wrong with it, but I pushed through and I did it, and then I carried on and went down here to start this back stitch here, and the stars actually, although it's the same pattern, they weren't as difficult. I don't know why, I don't know what was up with me, but like I say, we've pushed through and we've done it. And then I have also started the magic down here, so this will be another book that says magic at the bottom. So we're nearly finished with this one. I just need to finish those cross stitches and then we'll finish off with the back stitch around here. So I reckon it only needs a couple more days or a couple more sessions, and then it's done. The next project is in this bag, and this is one made by my lovely friend Jess, who is Cross Stitch Jess on Instagram and on FlossTube, so definitely go and check her out. I am going to mention her a ton of times in this video, just to pre-warn you. So if I mention my friend Jess, this is who I'm referring to. But the project that I worked on is actually my oldest WIP, which stands for work in progress, and this is Final Fantasy VII. It is by, her name is Cross Stitch Lair on Etsy, and Nerdy Art Designs on Instagram. It will be below, all the information will be below. So here we go. This one is so close to being finished and I am so happy with it. I worked on it a few times this year, so we did kind of my last video, it was up to here, so we did a page here, another page here, and then I have done a little bit of work on it there, so that is what I class as March's page. That little section there was a part of March Madness, which I'm currently doing at the moment. I will touch on that a bit more towards the end of the video, but for now, look at this. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Ada, and it has the pre-gridded squares for me, although I don't really use the squares that much anymore. But yeah, here it is. It's so close to a finish. I think that I can probably finish this the next sort of like normally I do like a stint, like I'll work on something for about a week, and I reckon that I can finish it off. I'm aiming to have it finished by April, because this section here, I think there's about 3,000 stitches left, which I can certainly do in a month. So yeah, I am so excited to get this one done. I think it looks so cool. I can't believe I've put every single pixel of that is a stitch. I can't believe I've done that. That's crazy. My next project, I actually don't remember where I got this bag from, but it's a really cute bag. It's just got loads of little stitchy motifs on it, which is really cool. It's also a vinyl front. This project was kind of a new start for me, sort of. So this is, I'll show you first. This pattern is Evolution Cafe, and I believe it's by Glitch Stitch AU. And when I started it, it was very much kind of this outline, so all of the black stitching was pretty much done. I think I've added a little bit more. And then there were just sort of little splashes of colour on, similar to how Flary on here is. All of the other ones were similar to that, and this is because this project was actually started by my lovely friend Goo. She stitched this for me for my birthday, and I think that when she started, she didn't quite realise how big it would be. And she has also moved on a bit with her stitching since she started stitching this. So this is on a 14 count cremator, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that kind of Ada or that kind of colour. But she has just found her style a bit more. This was probably one of the first projects that she worked on, and now she really loves working on hand-dyed fabrics more. She loves for it to have a pretty colour. She's really good at spotting good colours that go with the project as well. So whenever she would grab this one, it just didn't call to her anymore. She was like, this just isn't my style, it's not the way that I would stitch it. So I said, I would love to stitch it because I love the pattern, so please can I have it, and I would just finish it off, and that is more of a gift to me because I love stitching, so I'll be really, really happy to finish it. So this is a bit of a collaboration piece. So like I say, I have coloured in this part here. I think I did this outline, coloured in Vaporeon, coloured in this, coloured in this, coloured in this, coloured in Eevee, coloured in Umbreon. So yeah, it's sort of been, I've put quite a lot of stitches into it this month, and I actually ended up stitching about 1,000 in one sort of stint, one sitting, which isn't like me. I average about 300 stitches a day. So yeah, I am loving this one. It just feels like colouring in. You just sort of do a little bit of an outline and then I'm just colouring away. It's lovely. I do want to also show off the needle minder. Goo got me this needle minder for my birthday last year, and Dragonite is actually my favourite Pokemon, and he looks so cute there. That is very me, very, very Beth coded needle minder there. So yes, I love it. My next whip that I worked on, well, it's not actually a whip, it's actually a start and a finish, which is rare for me. I do not get that very often, but it is this piece here, and I love this piece. I was so happy with how it turned out. So this pattern is called the Trainer, and it is a tarot card inspired piece, and it was by Black Waltz Stitching. Jess bought me this pattern for my birthday, and it was only about 2,000 stitches, so it was a small but really, really cute, and I really, really love it. I'm happy as well that this fabric is showing pretty much true to life. This is the actual colour of it. On my Instagram it looks so washed out. It looked like a really pale blue grey sort of colour, but it is this really gorgeous sky blue, and the fabric is from my lovely friend Lauren, Cross Stitch Bunny. You can tell by the neon green overlocking, that's like her signature. You always know it's one of her fabrics when you see that. So yeah, I loved this. It was so nice to stitch. And as you can tell, I ended up cutting the fabric. So I do have another piece of fabric this exact size. And I know that Black Waltz has a few of these tarot patterns, so I was eyeing those up. There is one for stitchers and there's one for gamers, so I need to pick out of those two which one I will end up doing, but I will certainly stitch one of these again. But yeah, I loved that one. My next project that I worked on, I will show you the pattern really quick because it's a paper one. This is by Silver Creek Samplers and it is called Lighting the Way. I sort of have a bit of a love-hate with this project. I loved it when I first started it. didn't work on it much in 2025. But now I've picked it back up and I've made quite decent progress on it. I have been enjoying it. This is my only whip that is being stitched on 20 count fabric. So because this was my first time trying 20 count fabric, I'm really enjoying it and I really love that count. So that is more of what's drawing me to it rather than the actual pattern itself. But previously I had just drawn, I think it was basically this box here, just the outline of it. And I had done these white bricks here and then a little bit of the orange bricks there. And that was it. So since then I've done the windows, the rest of the orange bricks, this roof, and also this tiny little seagull who's pretty cute. So we've made some fairly good progress. I ended up working on this a couple of times because it did come up in March Madness and I just stitched on it. I just fancied stitching on 20 count. So that's what I did. I think next when I do stitch on this, I'm going to come back up and do the words. So I'll probably finish all of the words. And then we've got to work on the lighthouse, which will be up here. It's one that is kind of deceiving how many stitches it is because it is just a full block. Yeah, it's surprising how many stitches it actually takes. One thing I did wonder about is the year. I had already put the year in, and because I was loving the project, I thought, oh yeah, I'll finish it in 2024. We're now in 2026. I've done half of it maybe if we're lucky. So I don't know whether to frog that and put in a different date and put in the date that I finished it, but I guess this was the year that I started it, so it does sort of signify that, I guess. But yeah, I'll have a think. I probably will get to the point where I can't be bothered to unpick it, so we'll just leave it as 2024. Knowing me, I'm pretty lazy. This next whip was slightly unexpected. I hadn't planned to work on this anytime soon, but I did go on a weekend away last month with a few of the girls, a few of the Stitch girls that I've met at retreats and such, and my lovely friend Sarah, who is Cross Stitch Mad Sarah, both on FlossTube and on Instagram. We're doing a stitch along together on this piece, and she brought hers and was working on it, so she was like, come on, get yours out, we have to work on it together. So we did, and I actually really enjoyed it as well, so I'm really glad that she encouraged me to get it back out. But when we were at the weekend away, I think I did up to about here, so just Glacéon's sort of shoulders here, and then since I've come back home for March Madness I did a little bit of Vaporeon here as well. But the way that I'm stitching this is that this was a page, so I'm sort of going like I'm using the grids on this one, so there's two squares there, and I'm working on those that are essentially called a tower, so I'm doing those all the way across, and it will basically come down basically like a page loading on the internet back in the 90s, and it would take forever because you were on landline and it was awful. I've just realised that I've completely forgotten to say what fabrics I've been working on, what bags they're in, so we'll do it for some of them. But this one is another cross stitch bunny purchase, and it is such a cute bag. I love this. I love this fabric. I actually had this fabric, or this design, as the background to my tablet, and it has been for years and years and years. So when I saw that Lauren did this in bag form, I had to have it. So yeah, so we've got that bag, and Sarah actually houses her Evie in this bag, and so does Gushan, who has also joined in the stitch along with us. So yeah, it's not a requirement for the style. You don't have to you don't have to purchase this bag, it's fine. But it is quite sweet that we're all doing the same, and Lauren is actually considering doing this pattern, so I did say to her, like, you need to get this bag if you are, because it's her shop, so I'm sure she gets like a discount or something. The fabric is a 25 count Ada even weave. Is it 25 count classed as an even weave maybe? I can't remember. But it is like a Magic Guide one as well. And what was the other thing I was going to say? The pattern is from Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching the mini version, believe it or not, this is mini. because there is a much bigger version which Sarah is stitching, so she's doing the normal one, and then there's even like a supersized one. Like, people bring these things out and they're literally like blankets, so it's so impressive, but I would never finish it, so I went with the mini instead, but it's still a good 70,000 stitches, so enough to keep me busy for a while. I do feel like we're flying through these updates because I am now onto my last whip. This is actually a new start, and I have to show you the bag because the bag is very relevant to the project. It's so cute, and it was very kindly gifted to me by Sophie at Turtle Bay Textiles. So when she came to that weekend away that I mentioned earlier, and she just very kindly made these little bags for each of us, which was so sweet. Amy also made some little floss drops for us. I haven't got them with me, but yeah, these people are just so thoughtful and so kind. Like, my brain just doesn't think of these things. Like, I'm lucky that I got there in one piece. Never mind, and brought like all of my toothpaste and underwear and everything. Like, my brain just does not think like that, so I feel very lucky that I have such generous people around me. But anyway, back to the project. So this was a new start. I do actually have it as a printed pattern, so I will show you what it looks like. I'm going to try and hide the information on it and just show you the picture. Oh, look at that. That is so cute, isn't it? So this is Ghostly Heights, and it is by Haunted Frame Stitchery. And I actually bought this from a magazine. It was in Just Cross Stitch Halloween 2025 magazine, and it was like £2 on offer, so I got a digital copy of it. But Haunted Frame Stitchery actually does sell this pattern on her Etsy, so you can just buy this one pattern if you would like it. I made a teeny tiny little start. So after that weekend away, after I had my new project bag, and Goo also came around, so she helped me pick the fabric for this project as well. So this is my little mini start. Oh my goodness, there we go, look at it, it's tiny. I think it's like 42 stitches. It is so small, but that's fine. So I am stitching this on a 40 count linen, which is my first time stitching on 40 count. I'm doing it over 2, so it will work out as 20 count with the size of the stitches. This fabric was from Luella's Fabrics. She was at a retreat that I was at, and her fabrics are absolutely stunning, so I was really happy to snag this one. And I do want to show my needle minder on this one as well because it's so cute. This was from Lauren's shop, Cross Stitch Bunny, and it is a bottle of booze. Oh, I love a pun. How funny is that? And it's so cute as well. It's very me coded. I love puns, I love ghosts, I love lilac, so I love it. So I'll hold it up, but you can't, it's like I'm just holding up a bit of fabric, isn't it, really? But yeah, I am really excited to work on this one. I am hoping to get some more stitches into it, get some more time into it. This was a part of March Madness, and it did actually win its bracket. So yes, I definitely have some plans on the horizon to do some more stitching on this one. And speaking of March Madness, that brings us nicely into what else I said I was going to talk about. So I am currently doing something called March Stitchy Madness. It is something that I've done for the past few years. I think I may have missed 1 year, but I've done it about 3 times. And just to briefly explain what it is a bracket tournament that you put your projects into. So I will show you mine. This is what mine looks like. And I basically, on the first day you stitch that first project, on the second day you stitch that second project, and then once they've both been worked on, you take pictures of them, put them on your Instagram, and have a poll on your story to say which one moves to the next stage, whatever it's called. It's pretty loose, like it's not a strict thing that you have. It's not a challenge, basically, I think is what I'm trying to say. It's just a bit of fun, and I was just sort of loosely following it. I think I put my bracket together on the 2nd of March and I was like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll do it again this year. And I've done up to my 5th project, so we've had 2 votes so far. And I am going to be completely honest, I'm not really feeling it this year. I don't know what has happened. Well, I sort of do. I suspect what has happened. And I think that the main reason is because I'm not in love with a lot of the projects that I'm working on at the minute. I was actually in a headspace where I really wanted a new start, and that's why I started Ghostly Heights. And I've also kitted up another project which I really want to start. So because I don't love all of my whips at the minute, when it comes to actually stitching on them, it's sort of dictated to me what I stitch on for that day. Again, it's loose, like I don't have to. Nothing's gonna happen if I don't. They're not gonna arrest me. So yeah, I've not been stitching on those things because I don't really feel like it. I did consider just scrapping it entirely and thinking, oh, okay, I'll give up. I'm not doing it this year. But I'm not going to. I go away next week with my lovely friend Jess, and we're going away to celebrate her birthday, and we're going to Disneyland Paris, which is really exciting. So I'm going to be away for the week. So the trip is Tuesday to Thursday, and then we're going to stick around down south because we'll be in Luton, London area, and we're going to go to the Stitch Festival that weekend. So yeah, I'm away for like a week or so. So I'm going to put a pause on March Madness. I'll probably bring a couple of projects with me, but it'll just be small things that I can pick up if we get 5 minutes here and there. And when I come back, I will see how I feel about March Madness. If I want to finish it, then I will. And if I don't, then I won't. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame because I do love the concept and I have loved doing it in the past. I think it's just the mood that I'm in at the minute because I have also got my other crafts and I think that they are drawing my attention more at the moment, the temptresses. So yeah, it is what it is, but I have got some lovely friends that are doing March Madness and I think they are enjoying it. So Emma from Emma X Stitching, she has done it for the first time this year and it sounds like she's loving it. And we've also got Rosie X Stitchers, Cross Stitch Bunny, Cross Stitch Jess. So there's a few people that I know of that are keeping it up. So if you are interested in March Stitching Madness, you want some people's projects to vote on, go and check out their Instagrams because they are keeping up with it much better than I am. That is it for the cross stitch section. There was quite a fair few number of projects, to be fair. But like I say, I have got some other projects that I've been working on. So we will start with crochet. Just a bit of background on my history with crochet. So I started crocheting a couple of years ago maybe, and mainly focusing on plushies or amigurumi projects. So I sort of feel like I'm not a beginner with crochet, but I'm not as experienced with it as I am with cross stitch. So I'd say I'm sort of like an intermediate crocheter. And the project that I made recently is this little guy. So some of you, most of you probably won't recognise who he is. His name is Pochita and he is inspired by the anime Chainsaw Man, which me and my partner Mark love. And I made this little guy for Mark, and again, this was not planned. I just made it one day because I had a migraine and I didn't really want to look at screens, so I didn't want to watch TV or anything, and sort of looking at cross stitch as well because it's smaller details, it kind of strains my eyes a little bit. So I wanted to do something that is a bit bigger, that I don't have to sort of really focus on. And I have got some yarn in my stash. I already had this orange colour and I had seen this pattern on Instagram. Let me remind myself who it's by. The pattern was by Shifu Crafts and it's actually a free pattern on Instagram. So she posted the instructions to it on the post, and I already had all the yarn for it. So I sort of wanted it to be that Mark came home and I'm like, oh, I just made this for you today. But it did take me a couple of sit-ins to make. But yeah, so I made that for him. And then I still had some yarn left over, so I ended up making a second one, and that is for my friends Simon and Alice. They recently moved into a house and I hadn't given them any sort of housewarming gift, so I made one of these for them as well. And here is a picture of him in his new home. They actually have a Chainsaw Man shelf section. So he's got lots of friends that that he can stay with. But yeah, this is the one that Mark kept and that I made for him. And finally, we're moving on to my final craft, which is knitting. So as I mentioned, I am brand new to knitting. I did knit something, I think it was a couple of years ago, but it was literally just like a rectangle to make a cup cozy. I think I did a little bit of knitting and a little bit of purling, and that was it. So I maybe naively decided that my next project should be to knit socks. I actually dyed the yarn myself. This was at a workshop that Jess and I went to last year. I think it was probably around March last year, so it was about a year ago. And I dyed this ball. There were a couple more, but these are the two that I have used. The other one is this. And the idea was that this would kind of be the speckly sort of main part of the sock, and then I would use this for the cuff, toe and heel. And that is what I've done. So I've already done one. Here's my first sock. And I'm so proud of it. So I do have to give a big thank you and shout out to Jess, because she taught me the first bit. She taught me how to cast on and got me started with the cuff, which is a bit janky, I'm not gonna lie. There's a few holes in it, but it's fine. I googled a lot of how you make socks and also followed a tutorial by, I think it's Earth Tones girl, Earth Tones something. Google's talking to me for some reason. So yeah, I will have that written down here as to who it was that taught me how to knit my sock. But yeah, look at it. I'm so proud of it. I can't believe that I made this and I can actually put it on my foot and wear it. It's great. I think that the colours turned out really nicely. They turned out better than I thought they were going to, because I saw how much red was on this. When I sort of lined it up with the orange, I just thought it would look odd. Like I didn't think it would look that good at all, but I'm really happy with how it's turned out and with those colours. I figured that I would just use yarn that I had in my stash, because maybe I would hate knitting and then the yarn just wouldn't be used for anything. So yeah, part of me is a little bit like, oh, I kind of wish I'd saved it for when I'm better at knitting. But I am off to Stitch Fest, as I mentioned, next weekend, so I am gonna have my eye out for all the pretty yarns that I can just make more socks out of. So anyway, we've done the first sock and I have started my second sock, which is going much better. My stitching is just much improved. I don't know if you can tell just from that, but yeah, it's going much better than the last one. So I have done, this part is called the cuff, this part is the leg, or is it the ankle? I can't remember. This bit, and then this bit is the heel flap. So yeah, I am loving knitting. I'm finding it so addictive. I find it very difficult. Don't get me wrong, it has been such a learning curve. Crochet I found much easier to learn. Knitting has been tricky, but I'm really happy that I persisted and feel lucky that I had help, because it's so addictive. Like with cross stitch, I find that I sort of have to put more effort in, and I have to be like, okay, I'm going to sit down now and I'm going to cross stitch. I don't know why I turn posh when I do that, but apparently I do. But with knitting, I feel like I could just pick it up, do a little bit, chuck it back down. I think with cross stitch, because you've got your pattern and you change threads more frequently, yeah, you just sort of need to concentrate on it more, whereas when you sort of know that you're going to be doing a repetitive part, you can just pick it up, do it, put it back down. It's great. And even with crochet, I think probably just because of the kinds of patterns that I use with crochet, there was only sort of this bit that was repetitive, and then once that's done, everything else you need to follow a pattern for. But maybe if I crocheted more garments, then maybe I would feel the same way about crochet, which is something that I would actually quite like to do. I have eyed up a pattern where you can make a cardigan. It's called a hexagon cardigan. Say that 5 times fast. And it's sort of based on a granny square, and you just make, but a granny hexagon obviously, and you just make 2 of them and then you can piece them together. So that is more appealing to me, because I have looked at like granny square cardigans where you just make a bunch of just little squares, and that does not appeal to me. Like, I just find that just doing the same thing again and again and again would not be for me. I need more quick wins personally, rather than just doing the same thing again and again and again. Like, it was rare that I made 2 of these, because normally I'm sort of like, okay, I've made that one, now what can I make? Like, let's make something new. So yeah, those are my plans and the things I've been working on. I am planning on definitely taking my knitting away. I think that that would be quite fun, again, because it is mindless and I can just pick it up as and when. I will probably pick a small cross stitch project. I don't know what yet. Maybe Ghostly Heights, because I don't think it's got many threads either. Oh, maybe I could use my floss drops that Amy got me, and I can cut chunks of the right colours off. The only trouble is that this is quite dark and it's quite a small count, so if I've not got good lighting, I might struggle. But it's a paper pattern as well. Maybe this will be one of the projects that I take, and then we'll see. But I am not good at packing lights. I need to restrain myself and make sure that I don't take tons with me, especially if I'm travelling around and I've not got my car with me. Yeah, future Beth would not like that. I just remembered I do have one last thing that I wanted to go through, and as part of my show and tell, my adult show and tell, I am very fortunate in that I entered a giveaway on Instagram and I won. I can't believe I won. To be fair, there were multiple winners. I think I got like the 2nd tier of prizes, and it was a giveaway by Amelia Stitches. Amelia mainly does embroidery, and she is very much into musical theatre. There's a bit of Taylor Swift in there, a bit of Harry Styles. She's lovely. I've met her a couple of times, no, just once at the last Stitch Festival, and I'm hoping to go to her shop again this weekend. So anyway, I entered her giveaway, and not only did I win something, but my friend Goo also won as well. So that felt crazy that both of us feel like we never win anything and then we both won something together. So that's really, really cool. I have it on good authority that Goo has now seen the prize, so I feel okay showing it you. But if you haven't seen it, Goo, look away if you don't want any surprises, any spoilers. So the first thing that I got is this beautiful tote bag. Look at that, that is stunning. I love her branding and everything. So yeah, that is gorgeous, and it's got another one of her little logos at the back, which is really, really cute. And I'll be honest, it's been a while since I looked in here, so it's going to be a reminder of what I got. This is a little thank you note. I'm not going to show it because it has my code on it, because I actually want a gift card as well. Does it say gift card on it? Can't remember. But yeah, so it says, "Dear Beth, congratulations." Her writing's beautiful. "Dear Beth, congratulations." It's got the code, and it says, "Thank you so much for your support. Love, Amelia." And so yeah, this is a gift card for £20 to spend at her shop. So I will be taking that to Stitch Fest with me, and I'm really excited to get a new kit of hers. I did eye up a few of them and I was thinking about what I might get. Hopefully they've got it at Stitch Fest. That's one thing that I need to think about. But there's a couple. So one was the Winnie the Pooh one, which was really, really cute. I'll show some pictures. And the second one was, I wasn't thinking about it originally, but recently I've thought I might go for it, and it's the Bridgerton one. Anything that's got bees on it, basically. But a few of the girls and I are currently doing little stitchy watch parties, and what we're watching at the minute is Bridgerton. So I think it would be really cute if I could stitch on it whilst I'm doing the watch parties. So I'm stitching on a Bridgerton piece whilst watching Bridgerton. That could be really, really cute. But we'll see. Hopefully I will have an update with you and I can show you what I got from Stitch Fest. But anyway, let's get back to my giveaway goodies. So the next thing that I got was in this little box here, and it is Tunes by Encore Gifts. and it is this cute little keyring. I'm going to be completely honest, I have no idea who that is. Oh, we've got to do it like an influencer. There we go. Hide my face. It is musical theatre related. Harold Zidler. I hope no one's mad at me. I hope they're not like, Beth, that's this really famous character that everybody should know. Why do you not know it? Let me Google him. Oh, it's Moulin Rouge. I know Moulin Rouge. I've seen the film. I've not seen the musical, but I would love to go and see it properly. So yeah, he's the guy from Moulin Rouge. One of the guys from Moulin Rouge with the blush, with the pink. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so that's my first gift. We then have this little packet that has got a few bits in it. This label, oh my gosh, this label explained what it all is. Oh, now you can see her writing. Look how beautiful her writing is. That's stunning. So the postcard is from the Playhouse Art House. The scrunchie is from Stagecraft Creations. And the bookmark, I couldn't read that for a second, is from Ensemble Games. Very cute. Okay, so we have got this scrunchie here, and it says Let It Go on it, which I'm going to assume is from the Frozen musical. So that's super duper cute. The bookmark is this one here, and oh my goodness, it's double-sided. So 75 must-see musicals, and it's got a big long list here of all of the ones that you can tick. And like I say, it is double-sided. Let's have a look. How many have I seen? Book of Mormon, Heathers, Wicked, Grease, Jersey Boys, Cats, 6, so that's 7. Blood Brothers. Oh, I forgot about Blood Brothers. Okay, maybe it's not. Oh, it is musicals. Okay, so Blood Brothers at school. I'm not doing well, am I? Lion King. Starlight Express. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I saw that when I was a kid. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's, what, 10? 10 out of 75. So I need to up my game, definitely. And then the postcard here is a gorgeous theatre. And it says Phantom of the Opera, His Majesty's Theatre. So very cute. Lots of musical theatre related things. The next thing is this, and it is a cute little print of one of her embroidery pieces. So this is very much her style. She does these like the back of a character, which is really cool. So this is from the musical 6, I believe. I believe it's Catherine Parr, I think, judging by the outfit. Oh, if you have not seen 6, you need to look up the costumes because they are incredible. Absolutely amazing. Next we have, oh, this is so cute, a little key ring that I believe Amelia has handmade herself. So it's little embroidered. Is it embroidered? It's not a print. Yeah, it's embroidered. And it's these little motifs with an Amelia Stitches backing on it. We then have, this is great, this is from the Book of Mormon, so it's a musical theatre pin, and it says you and me, but mostly me. Oh, let's get me out of the way, there we go. I love the Book of Mormon, it's hilarious. Not for everybody, the sense of humour might not be for everyone, but I think it's great. We then have Design Your Own Floral Wreath Embroidery, so it is a book, let's have a look. A full beginner-friendly stitch guide teaching 11 different stitches and 18 templates. This book is the perfect way to design your own floral wreath embroidery pieces. I love that. I love that idea. Yeah, I genuinely just flicked through this when I first got it because I had not fully digested what it is that I've won. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. I'm guessing that you're sort of taught the different stitches and then you can sort of mix and match which flowers you want to design your own wreath. That's really cool. I love that. That's awesome. Amazing. And we then also have some blank pages to design your own template. I'm guessing the boxes at the bottom are for your colours, so you can write them in so you know what colours you use. Oh, and it's branded at the back as well. How cool is that? I love that. That's amazing. And that is everything. That is what I won in my giveaway. I can't, like I said, I still can't believe it. I can't believe that I actually won something, and it was a really good prize as well. I can't remember how much she said the goodies are worth. It's I think it's a good like £70 or something like that. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. Thank you, Amelia, if you are watching. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'm so excited to see her at Stitch Fest next weekend and make some more purchases. You know when you have a moment of, is that just a bunch of thread or is it a dead spider? I think it is actually a dead spider. How did he get in there? Oh no. Oh. Let's sort him out. Okay, I got him out. Just for full transparency, I don't think that that would have been from Amelia. I didn't win a dead spider. It has been kept like near my windowsill, sort of on the ground. So it's probably just crawled in there and yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, maybe consider subscribing. I make new videos whenever I feel like it. So yeah, hopefully there'll be another one this year. Bye guys. Oh, Lily, do you want to come up? Do you want to say bye? No, come on. Come on then. Are you going to say bye to everybody? Yeah. Can you say bye, FlossTube? Bye.